Well, all right, boys. Before we officially start, is Muay Thai actually growing, or what? Or are we just stuck on our own little algorithmic bubbles with each other? What do you think?
If Muay Thai is growing.
Yeah, is it actually growing, or are we just like in our own little niche communities, and it's kind of like just spinning our wheels?
Well, of course it's growing. I mean, look at it. Internationally, it's growing crazy. Is it growing the way we want it to? Maybe that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give you a couple of different perspectives here. From my perspective, being in Thailand full time, 100% it's growing. Not
Mhm.
in the sense of the direction of the Thais. In fact, there's, a big gap in the talent pool. There's a massive brain drain within Thailand, all the trainers going to China and Australia. However, there is far more foreign fighters and talent and even industry players here in Thailand, growing exponentially abroad. If you look at the amount of promotions that there are now in Australia, that in comparison to that there were even 5 years ago, it's exploded. Online, offline. There's gyms are opening up left, right, and center in Australia, as well as England. Now, does that mean it's a good thing in a sense that it's growing so quickly? As you said, Jace, like, is it growing the way that we want it to? I feel that every man and their dog now is opening a gym. And it comes
True.
down to that problem with, what's their resume? What are their qualifications? And it feels like there's just a lot of people jumping on Muay Thai because it's hot topic right now.
Episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com. Authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of the Nok Muay. Go check it out.
I want to talk about Black Room at Deep Studios. If you enjoy the content of this podcast, you will definitely enjoy the value that you get out of the Black Room and being a member of the Black Room. What it is it's a subscriber-based way to support the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast and want it to continue, I'm asking for your help. And in exchange, you're going to get an underground view of Muay Thai, American Muay Thai, as well as within Thailand. We have people who are now working on the ground in Thailand that are helping us get media, content, all that stuff. We're posting it there on Black Room, as well as behind the scenes footage of the podcast recordings when we're recording. After I stop recording for stuff that we broadcast, we put some subscriber-based only content on there. So you're going to really get a lot of value out of that subscription. Okay, it's not just supporting the podcast. We also have podcast subscriber only merchandise that's coming out as well here in 2024. So you have to be a part of the Black Room in order to get access to that. So I'm asking you for your help on that, but I know that it's not so much of you helping me. It's going to be us giving you a ton of value that you're going to get and just enjoy it. And it's only $5 a month. All right, you can cancel it anytime. Every little bit counts. Please go join it. The link is down in the show notes. All right. Anyways, sit back and enjoy the show. 6:15 in the morning here at Deep Studios in USA. What time is it over there in Thailand, Joe?
8:15.
8:15 in the evening, and somewhere in between in Canada. Jay, where are we at over there?
7:15 a.m.
Okay. So, Joe, who are you?
Okay, Joe Comerford, former fighter. Many of you might know me from RWS, presenter and commentator on RWS. I've also been involved in commentary here in Thailand probably for the last 4 years. I started out on Fairtex Fight, did that for about 3.5 years, and then was on SKS Empire Omnoi for about 30 to 40 shows. And then SKS Empire with Rajadamnern, I think we did about 60 shows. And wow, I'm here by myself. What's happened here?
We're here, don't worry.
Are we back?
Yeah, keep going, man.
Connectivity.
Hey, Jay.
Yo.
So where are you from? What's your deal?
Well, my dear. Hey, by the way, did you just do that on purpose? Make that like a single screen
did.
talking thing? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Have me tripping out too. Okay. Well, there we go. Well, my name's Jason Bryant from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I've been a martial arts nerd my entire life. This is all I've got. This is all I know. I currently run a gym. I've been teaching for 28 years. Muay Thai has by far been the biggest passion I've found in life. I coach amateur fighters. I had a terrible amateur career myself. Coached a lot of good fighters, been around North America and beyond. And now that I'm getting a little bit older, I just decided during COVID, it's time to talk my favorite subject, Muay Thai. And I'd like to think I have an okay voice for radio, probably a bit of a face for radio as well, but I'll accept it. And started the Shout Out podcast, and off we go, man.
All right. Well, and this is the Global Muay Thai Roundtable.
There you
First
go.
one. Yeah, there we go.
And how about you, man? Let's hear it.
Yeah. So for those who tune in, my name is Jonathan Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast in the United States. Former fighter, gym owner, been around gym for like over a decade. Also a ring official, so very active in that. A lot with all these different sanctioning bodies, the ABCs of Muay Thai in USA and some of the international stuff. I've been running podcasts now since 2019. We're in 2026 as we're recording this episode. And it is way too fucking early, but I don't, to get up and chat up with both of you guys in one place is something else.
It's all right, man. Coffee in hand. You're ready.
Let's go. Where you guys been at? I mean, Joe, obviously you're
Mr.
commentating every Saturday at RWS.
Yeah, so at the moment, RWS, and I do ring announcing for SRC, which is a new show at World Series Stadium. RWS is, just, RWS, biggest Muay Thai promotion in the world. SRC is a smaller promotion. It's focusing more on women's Muay Thai development, especially in the lower end of the weight. So like 100 pounds, 102 pounds, 105 pounds, and had some really incredible talent on there recently. Apart from that, that's about it, boys. Not too much. Helping with a bit of matching,
Awesome.
and that's about it.
Nice.
Yeah, great. So, for me, I've been working all over the freaking place, man. I'm trying to wrap my head around. I'm gonna be in Thailand out there in next month.
Oh,
Maybe we do the next global roundtable with me in person there with you.
oh, that'll be good. We'll get a studio.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to set up a new background in your new place, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
So obviously we got USA, Arizona's West Coast, USA gyms in California. Thailand connects to Australia, obviously, in case people couldn't tell by the accent. And Jay, I know you're commentating quite a bit, right?
Yes, sir. I will take them all, man. It's my favorite job. I love commentating. I'll take it all. One day I hope to be Mr. Joe Comerford here. Hey, listen, not all dreams can come true, but I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this, with all the different aspects that we're all kind of involved in. Jay, you have a gym as well, right? So, the idea of the show that we all talked about was very simple. Just kind of getting together, talk about different perspectives, countries, create this global conversation, and not just one promotion, not just one country, one social media bubble. Obviously, where Joe's at, it's like the Hollywood of Muay Thai. Everybody goes there if you're in Muay Thai because Bangkok. I tell that to everybody. It's like, why do you go to Bangkok? Why don't you go vacation somewhere else? I'm like, okay, first of all, do you know what I do? And second of all, do you know how much of that happens in Bangkok all the time? And
Right.
plus Joe's there too. So, but we talked about kind of branching out to all of our different audiences and connecting them all with the different listeners and viewership that we all have. So, that was kind of the idea behind it, and I'm stoked to see it kind of come together. I know that Jay, you had some fight stuff you had wanted to ask us, I think.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
not mistaken.
there's a couple things right off the bat I was curious about, especially it's easy to have your own perspective or talk to people in your own backyard, but like you were just stating, talking to a couple backyards that are a little farther than a stone's throw. So a couple things. So I wanted to start with, what's your guys' thoughts on Muay Thai going to the Olympics? Is this something you're in favor of?
Oh man.
And okay, interesting. And not only that, but okay, so I already see you guys like, fuck this, I don't want to talk about this. But if it is to get there, what's it going to take? So number one,
Okay.
are you guys wanting to see Muay Thai in the Olympics? Why or why not?
I'm indifferent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Oh well, I was gonna give Joe a chance.
Joe,
Joe,
here
are
we
your
go.
hands tied on this one?
I'm not against it, but I'm not for it. I'm indifferent as well.
Yeah.
I'll just say that I don't think it works.
Yeah.
And
Well, when you say you don't think it works, like, what do you mean? I guess.
I don't think it works for a couple of reasons. I did commentary for the SEA Games, but that
Mhm.
was mixed martial arts, right? But
Yeah.
if people don't know, there's like a big kind of contentious issue with some of the Southeast Asian countries here, and the original, the origins of Muay Thai or Muay
Yeah.
as they have it in the SEA Games. So that's one big thing, is that it kind of belongs to one country, right? And I
Yeah. The
think
country name is in the sport name. I think is one of the big kickers behind it.
Yeah, that's one of the big things. Two, it seems like the IOC or the Olympic committees have really been but they're not so for combat sports. You see all these regulations in place for boxing and more contact-orientated martial arts, and it seems to be really kind of putting big roadblocks in the development of these combat sports at the Olympic level. And I don't think they're
Mhm.
very combat sport happy. So I
Yeah.
don't think my personal opinion is, I don't think it makes it to the Olympics.
Yeah, and I can kind of get behind the same thing, and my sentiments are kind of the similar ways. I know a lot of the politics that go on. I think even Cambodia decided that they weren't going to participate in Southeast Asian Games because they said it has to be called Kun Khmer, if I'm not mistaken. Or they were doing the sport because I think they were the host of Southeast Asian Games this last time, if I'm not mistaken.
It was in Bangkok. It was in Bangkok.
It was in
right?
Bangkok. Oh yeah, it was there when I was there. Duh, I remember seeing all the signs. But I remember there being there's always something about it, like, hey, it should be called Tamor. Hey, it should be Kunkamaya. Hey, it should be insert other Southeast Asian martial art name, where they're all very similar in the name. Like you said, they call it Muay at the Southeast Asian Games, the SEA Games. And I know that's a big piece of it for me personally too. I mean, I've had a lot of people on the show. We have the IFMA rep here that is in USA. We have USA Muay Thai. I've talked to a couple of the ones up in Canada also, but I can speak for USA. Is they're really pushing hard for it, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's gonna happen. Because of these things, it comes into politics. If it is something, it's not going to be called Muay Thai. Like you said, it'd be some variation. It's going to look like Muay Thai. They're going to have these things. But personally, look at how they fucked up karate and taekwondo and boxing.
And judo.
And judo. Yeah. Case in point. That's like a big sticking point for me. So it's like, do we really want that? Is the exposure worth it? That's what I'm wondering. I know the exposure from that sport and having that would be pretty massive, at least here in the U.S. I'm sure in Canada as well,
Yeah.
and other Western countries.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
Well, listen, don't murder me, people, but I'm gonna be real. I don't want to see it in the Olympics. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Here's why. So number one, first of all, the name thing. I think that's an easy solution. Don't call it, call it, I don't know, international 8 limbs fight. I think that's an easy solution, just finding a silly name. But here's the reality, like you just mentioned, now that you have Taekwondo, Judo, now everything, now, again, I used to do Taekwondo. I got to in green, no big deal. I went to grade 6 or 7.
Whoa, shit, bro.
Yeah, take it easy.
Don't kill me, man.
But what I noticed is once you grab onto these things, now Taekwondo is about, but now we can go to the Olympics. So now it's just about getting to the Olympics. Judo, let's get to the boxing, the Olympics. So then who are we going to send as well? Are we sending our pros like the NBA get to do, like pretty much, and hockey, the only things really, or are we sending just our actual amateurs? So are they getting the best actual representation of Muay Thai? And I'm being honest. I know people have corrected me before on this, but I'm just being honest. What I have noticed personally with my eyes, is since the push per se for the Olympics and IOC and IFMA really, you can see really kind of looking like they're the Olympics of Muay Thai. I've noticed a trend of volume striking, at least in North American Muay Thai. And I think that is not what I would like to see. I don't want it to go that way. This is me personally. So I feel that once you get to the Olympic territory, that the culture of what we all fell in love with long before we even talked about the Olympics will be gone. And it will become an international sport and become watered down in the ways that I personally don't want it to happen. I don't know that for sure, but this is my guess.
Yeah. It's interesting you point that out because it's something that, I don't know if you guys know Pinky from Australia.
Yeah.
We were talking about this and how sometimes it's difficult for fighters when they turn professional and then they start fighting internationally. And, for example, like you might take an American fighter who's fought amateur for 20 to 25 fights, and then they might go fight in Australia or England, where those countries traditionally have a more stylistically Thai style background, or at least based upon, the traditional criteria. They find it tough to transition to professional Muay Thai and fighting that style because, you're fighting to hurt, to damage, along the, the traditional scoring criteria. And then when they're just fighting high volume, start to finish, and then it's gone from 2-minute to 3-minute rounds, they also find it hard to pace themselves. Often see it on RWS sometimes, the guys that are coming from, that Olympic style, whether it's IFMA or any of the other amateur organizations, and they make that immediate transition to professional Muay Thai, they find it really hard to pace themselves through 5 rounds, 3 rounds, 3 3-minute rounds as well, So it's, I kind of, I agree with you, is it waters down the criteria and the scoring as to what international Muay Thai should be as well.
Well, so let me give you the counter to this, because like I've seen a lot of good development come out of that program here in the U.S. Right, it's not as deep and developed though as it is in some other countries where you're seeing it. But we've had Janet Todd, 1 championship world champion, big in IFMA, big with USA Muay Thai. Jackie Bontan, big in IFMA, big, fighting 1 championship. We got, Eddie Abasolo. And then you got, from the flip side, he went over to UFC, is Gaston Bolanos. You got the Selena Flores, who's, WBC Muay Thai world champ, that, again, big IFMA fighter, but they were also doing the fight nights, the dual meets, like fight night events, fighting without shin guards and stuff like that as amateurs, and just like an elbow pad and just no knees to the head and shorter rounds. They kind of did both, I would say. So I don't know if that had an effect, but the argument I think for that Olympic style of Muay Thai that you were seeing that's being pushed by IFMA, and I can kind of agree with this, is a good amateur was never developed with those gut wrenching, slug it out amateur fights. But like that, as we know, a fighter's brain, their body has set mileage on it. And I've never seen it develop somebody who's long lasting, durable, right? With these, like, if they were just going to go fight a bunch of like amateur fight nights where they let them get multiple knockdowns and all this stuff with no standing 8 counts, whatever it may be, I've seen that not necessarily always develop the best fighters, right? So if we look at, like, in my country, if I look at that development, I've seen it have benefits, but now you're seeing, like, WBC Muay Thai is also doing a similar style of tournament, right? That's doing it. Obviously, 2 conflicting organizations. Notoriously, it goes beyond anybody that we can talk to here or there. But I've there's a reason why, because that kind of development, it does work. Like we saw in Europe, with a lot of the fighters in the UK, and you're seeing it in Canada, right? So that's
Europe.
what I've seen. Yeah, Eastern Europe, like all those. Look at Russia, man. Even though Russia got kicked out of IFMA, they started their own Russian Muay Thai like they kept their organization going. And I follow a couple of their Instagram accounts that came up on there, and it's freaking good Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Like it's killer, man. And those, Russia was one of the biggest teams at IFMA until like the whole war between Ukraine and Russia broke out. And they're always a powerhouse team. They're the biggest team. So there's something to be said for the high volume it allows people to have. But like Jay, like you said, the volume game that people will lean towards in that, I agree with you on that. They're losing the power, right? What is power? And we saw that with boxing, with amateur boxing, right? Like just because they got an 8 count, them doesn't mean they're gonna win the round, right? Or just because they knocked them down doesn't mean they're gonna win the round, because it's based upon touching them with their glove,
Right.
So where pro boxing is the opposite.
I do also think a lot of the again, nothing's 100%. Not everybody. I get it. I'm not saying everybody, but I think a lot of the problem too is, maybe it's a problem, I guess, but the entertainment side of things too is, if you're, I personally know of some fighters fought on some big shows that we all know, and they just weren't exciting enough, so they had to go. And I think that's not helping. I mean, let's be real. I'm talking about one championship here. And no disrespect. I love it all. I love everything. I love one championship. I love RWS. I love local Muay Thai. I love grassroots Muay Thai. I love it all. But with the style that comes from that, of you got to go and you got to be exciting, and because of the media machine that it is, all eyes. If you do Muay Thai, one championship. And I feel like it's being implanted a little bit, but that's the way you're supposed to do it. And I just don't agree. I'm not saying it can't be, or there's not. Well, look at guys like John Wayne Parr. Speaking of Australia, that guy was a madman and he fought like it. However, that's what partly made him who he is. But along with tradition, of course, and stuff. Don't get me wrong. But that's my opinion. I feel like a lot of the volume, and like, let me speak for Canada specifically. We're not seeing many real kickers over here. There's a few, but not many. What we're seeing is the footwork, the volume, the angles, and we're missing what I think is the real roots of proper damaging Muay Thai technique. And I think the rise of entertainment, not entertainment Muay Thai, but entertainment and online, is not helping in that sense. However, I would like to take RWS out of that discussion. They're doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, RWS is killing it. Like, that's I've talked about it multiple times on our shows. You got a handsome commentator who speaks English on DAZN.
I mean, Aaron is very
very
handsome.
Talking about Aaron. Joe, I wasn't talking about you, man. I wasn't talking about you.
Easy, bro.
Yeah, geez, man. Hey, your head's getting a little bit bigger here on the screen. Joking, of course. So you got English commentary, you got Thai English. It's on DAZN, which is big. Like that's a big, like all the boxing fights are also on DAZN. So like if you watch boxing in the US, like you watch DAZN. That's what you do. Same thing I think in Europe, because they have like Matchroom Boxing and stuff like that on there, which is European based promotion, I believe. And tying it all in with the entertainment value of it, like you were saying, is are they clip farming or are we fighting Muay Thai? Like as Gen Z would say, like are you just trying to get those cool highlight moments, or are you actually fighting, like showing good style? These you see it. Anybody who's been watching Muay Thai Golden Era style fights, where you see the style versus style, and you get that in RWS, right? From what I've seen from Canada too, you guys got a lot of killer kickboxers that are out there. Like, look, it was like, Glory Kickboxing had a lot of Canadians that were involved in that and stuff too.
Yeah, we had a few.
Before one championship came along and kind of swept up a lot of them, because they have kickboxing also, that went into it, and same with Thailand too. Like, there's a lot of those guys, that went over and were fighting Glory, and they adapted their style, and they're killing people with the kick game. Like Thais with their kick game is next level. They're like they are with Westerners with their hands, they are with their legs. And I feel like we are getting that too, to some degree. Like in Canada, I'm sure there's some standouts, in the U.S. as well, and Australia, of course. I can't speak for you guys' countries in general, but like, is there any standout people that do have that kick game developing that you've seen?
Well, speaking, I guess, first, there's certainly a few. Like, for example, friend of the show, and gonna be fighting here right away. He's gonna be fighting American fella Justin Gershwitz. Matter of fact, Mr. Ben Pride, Tim Lowe, Jake Peacock fighting one championship. But for example, what you will see is like, if you have a fight card that you have 10 fights on a card, and again, just as an example, but you might see 2, maybe 3 people on there who are actually really letting it fly with their kicks.
Fighting Muay Thai.
Right. And unfortunately, that's just becoming, a little more common. I don't know, maybe for several reasons, I'm sure. People not being educated enough to fight the style of Muay Thai, maybe. Is the point system of like every point is equal in volume? Is it weak judging? I'm sure it's all part of it. But I see it. It's noticeable. We had Chip Miraza-Pollard come and fight in Canada just a few months ago. And it's not that he could kick, but how he was fighting, you saw, I'm like, this is what I've been looking for in my country. I want this. And obviously he's a phenomenal fighter. He's been around a long time, but
yeah,
I do see the disconnect, whether it's just from Canada or North America itself, but I do see the disconnect there between, in my opinion, what I'm seeing for the most part and what we're supposed to be seeing. Just my opinion.
Yeah. So, Joe, what about you, man? I know Australia obviously got a killer scene. Like, it's easier. I think a lot more Thai trainers are going over there and developing these style fighters, right?
Yeah, 100%. Look, we're lucky that we're geographically very close to Thailand. If you look at Western Australia, which I would consider the clinching state, the Muay Thai state, you kind of have Melbourne, which is or Victoria, which is where Rebellion is. That's kind of like maybe the more Thai style kicking state. Then you have New South Wales, which is a bit of a mixed bag, because you've got Western Sydney, which sort of had a bit of a kickboxing influence, and then probably towards closer to the east, more Thais started settling around the city. So you had more Thai style gyms around Sydney. And then Queensland is, it's kind of its own story. I'm not shout out to all the Queenslanders, but a lot of people say this is not me saying it, was kickboxing with elbows, basically.
Yeah, well, we had that same thing happening in the U.S. And I'm sure you might be able to reference that based upon like who was teaching and what they had available to them, right?
What you want me to? You want me to reference something else?
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't know much about like Queensland, Australian Muay Thai. You were just talking about the Thai trainers come into these city areas and everything. So like, were they getting that same exposure out there in Queensland?
Well, I no, they were, but because Queensland's so huge and virtually everybody lives along the coast, you had just different pockets, and a lot of the promoters weren't working with each other from the kind of the 2000, the late 2000s to the early 2010s. There were some great kind of Thai style Queenslanders, like, for example, shout out to Nugget McNaught, who is one of Australia's legendary promoters and gym owners. All his fighters fought what I would say is nugget style Muay Thai, which is hard Thai style with an Australian flavor. Like, it's aggressive, but it's like fucking hard. Like one of his fighters, Soren Mongkong Tong, was one of the first foreigners ever to fight on Channel 7. But then you had a huge kickboxing influence in Queensland as well. And they struggled to kind of put it together into more traditional Muay Thai formats, and especially in when they like fly Thais over, they knock them out with the hands, but they kind of struggled to fight them on points.
Sorry, is it still are you still talking like the 2000-ish 2010 era?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We had a similar thing in the U.S. We were boxed in by regulations because a lot of the regulators that controlled the sport with the law here in the U.S. They came from karate and kickboxing, right? And a lot of the laws got written as I know what Muay Thai is, and not in the part of that too was the education, because the Thais that were coming over to the U.S. they didn't really speak English, much less know how the whole U.S. government legislation Congress works, which is confusing as hell as an American. Like that's been a whole ass process, but. I'm sure in Canada it's the same. Like you guys have laws, restrictions that have prevented growth in Canada, but it's slowly changing, right?
Slowly.
So slowly but surely. I know some regions that where you weren't allowed to do like
still
pro Muay Thai.
Still illegal to have professional Muay Thai in Quebec.
Yeah, and it's because of the legal code that you guys have there, right?
Couldn't even tell you. So stupid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like with the legal code that goes in. It's some similar things to the U.S. But, luckily in the U.S., we had the advent of UFC that actually opened up the door for because regulators were allowing that. It's like, how come you can elbow a guy on the ground, but I can't elbow somebody standing up? And they're like, oh, yeah, like, I guess we should allow that.
Nobody's
thought of
that?
It became, yeah, well, right? It's money because, again, in the U.S., you hear about political lobbying and all this stuff that goes on in American on this season of America. You hear about all the political lobbying and stuff, and it is part of what affects the sport of Muay Thai in the U.S. as well. That I think a lot of people understand. Hey, why don't you just do this? I was talking to Joe. I was like, hey, we're doing a Kachuk fight in the U.S. He's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you guys can do that there? I'm like, hey, there's the Native American reservations where the law, it's only federal law, and there's no federal law against it, so you can do it.
Right.
Because it's a sovereign nation. But these little changes, it really throws a wrench in the development of the sport. So if anybody's listening out there, I highly encourage you to get involved in that aspect of it as well, because that helps shape the sport. And a lot of the people that are involved in it, there's more people now that are involved in Muay Thai that are helping with it, and that are speaking on behalf of Muay Thai, but we're still far outnumbered by the old head regulators that are from boxing and kickboxing and stuff too. And nothing against them. They've a lot of experience and stuff that you can gain from it, but they don't understand stuff like liniment. They don't understand.
Joe, we lost him. You still there, Joe?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was just going to, hopefully he comes back in a minute, because I had a interesting point just going onto that. We'll just continue naturally, but
yeah, sorry about that.
Here he is. Are you back?
Yeah. My computer decided to exit out of the window. But yeah, what I was saying is for the regulators, like, these people, they don't understand things like liniment, white Korean Muay. But then I want you to think about somebody who doesn't understand that probably doesn't understand the judging.
Sure.
Right.
Obviously. Yeah.
And yeah, like I think in Canada, you guys have had some like conflicts with that as well, right?
Fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, like, nothing to say anything bad against these
No.
people. They just don't know any better. You rise to your own level of incompetence and leadership. If you don't understand it, that's the thing. But the thing is, a lot of people at the top, they're from the older generation where they learned Muay Thai once 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. But that depth of knowledge we have now is so much bigger. And you go to Thailand, you get people like Joe who are going to educate you and speak English. You're going to get more educated Thais that speak English now as well. The next generation that came up, because they're learning English in school, the new gym owners, their kids learned English. They paid for them to go better schooling. And they're now educating and able to communicate to a Western audience and talk to these regulators too.
You know, just to caveat off that point you made about earlier about if you want to get involved, getting involved in the regulatory process and side of things is probably one of the most underrated and important things to get involved with. That
Preach.
is probably single-handedly what has helped Australian Muay Thai grow over the last 5 to 6 years. Some of the key promoters especially on the East Coast, are heavily involved with the Combat Sports Association. Was it the CSA, the Combat Sports Association, which is the regulatory government office, you know, the Combat Sports Board, and they're involved with that, and they got involved with it straight away because when I started fighting, they brought in all these regulations because there was all this underbelly in Sydney, and you know,
you guys had the Thai knuckle busters and everything like that going on there too.
Yeah, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, like my trainer Andy, he got involved with it straight away. You know, one of the key doctors trains at his gym. So one of the key physicians as part of the CSA trains at his gym. And there's all these promoters now on the East Coast involved in the CSA and helping with the CSA board. And it really helps the sport grow. Like, if there's one thing you're going to do and you want to be involved in the sport and help it grow, get involved in policy making. 100%. None of us want to be well, I mean, politicians make money, but, you know, that's all I'm saying.
That's a good point.
No, it's true though. But and just for anybody that's wondering, if you're involved in policy making for combat sport, you're not making money. Just so you know, you're losing money and time. It's a volunteer thing, and that's
100%.
what a lot of people like. You know, for me, like working as an official, it's like, hey man, I work, you know, a 3 or 4 day tournament. So hey, I got like. I'm grateful for it. I would do it for free. They give you $100 a day or something like that for it, right? And you're working 10, 12-hour days, and you're losing your voice, and you lost the time, and it takes, you know, a couple of days to recover from it too, just from like the physical toll of it. And it's not an easy thing, but it helps a lot, and you get to see this next generation that comes up through that have these opportunities that we didn't have.
Right. And even if I'm being honest about myself, even if it's small, if it's $10 a day, I'm not saying I have to do I have to get paid for everything, but you know, I'm not young anymore. And I'll tell you one thing I've definitely given to students to Muay Thai, and that's I've given. It'd be nice to, you know, just, you know, a little lunch money, be pretty happy.
Yeah. I think we've all, I think I can speak for the three of us, is that we've all given more than we will ever receive or be paid for.
Happily.
Compensated for. And I will say this from most Muay Thai people, and especially gym owners and coaches, 100%. They will give more than they will ever get in their lifetime. What they give, there's no dollar value for it, but they're definitely, the dollars that they do get paid is not enough, regardless.
And don't expect a thank you.
No, there was a UFC fighter who said something. He's like, man, there was that who's that fighter who said, hey, this is, you know, it's like the neighborhood hoe. You know, you can love her all you want, but she's never gonna love you back. And it's true. It's true. It's a meat grinder, and people complain about it sometimes. I see some people that are like, well, it's just this. They're just using them. It's like, yeah, it's the entertainment industry.
Essentially, yeah.
And I was lucky enough to go to the CSA clinic that Kieran Fitzgibbons runs. This was in 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome, by the way. Liam Harrison, Vinny Shorman, Damien Alamos, really cool. And, he said it, I always remind myself when I get sour about, I start feeling bad about myself about this kind of stuff. And it was simple.
Mhm.
He said, fighters are going to come, they're going to take it all. You're going to miss birthdays. It's going to cost you money. Then they're going to leave and
Yeah.
not even tell you. And that's part of the job. And if you can't handle the job, then don't do it.
Exactly. And I saw him say something a while ago. Kieran says, do good and feel good about what you do. And I've lived by that sentiment myself too, because I always had that. I'm like, that's a good way of putting it. Is just, hey, know that you did your best, even if they are being weird or, they're fighters. Fighters we're crazy bunch. So you just gotta feel good about what you did, right? Is it like, for me, it's like it comes into purpose. Is like, did you make a positive impact? Did you do your best? Great. That's all you can really do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Couldn't
That's all
agree
you
more.
can really do.
Where do you find?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, we were talking about pockets. And by the way, I didn't realize Australia had like little pockets of style. I think that's cool. But what about in the U.S.? Where do you find overall? I'm assuming the East Coast just by population numbers, but where do you find the per se the
Well-
strongest Muay Thai in the country ish?
So if we talk about activity based, there's gonna be two regions where there's a lot of activity. So California, and up in like New York, the Northeast, New York, Delaware. Delaware has looser regulations and stuff like that as well. Virginia, North Carolina,
Right.
all right. And there's some stuff like in Connecticut and now in Maryland as well. There's some of the WBC guys up there that got stuff put through on regulation. Is it Matt Kogan Dojo? Shout out to him.
The
They
guys
did a lot of
from
work.
DMV Muay Thai.
Yes. Those gentlemen. So they've got involved in the regulation side to try to legalize Muay Thai and get it so it's in the code and stuff. So they did a good job of getting that done. And now they're able to do Muay Thai events out there. So I'd say Northeast region, California, Arizona has always had a deep, I think there's something like 70 or 80% of the population is trained in combative martial arts in the state of Arizona.
That's a dangerous state, bro.
Yeah, well, a lot of the UFC a lot of the fighters you see in UFC as well, they train in Arizona because it's a half-hour flight to Las Vegas, 4 or 5 hours driving. So for them, it's cheaper to live here, right? There's a lot of training and stuff, like these massive training centers that are involved here. Then we have this big tech boom coming in as well. Like, I mean, look at my ass. I moved here in 2023. There's a reason. Muay Thai is a big reason why, for it here. But then in each one of those regions, we have different regulations. So California controlled notoriously by boxing and kickboxing. The state code in California doesn't have the word Muay Thai. It's still kickboxing. They just allow knees and elbows and clinch. Like you were saying, kickboxing with elbows, Joe. Right? So you still get that style from there if people only stay in that region, right? And it does, and it for a long time that's what was happening. But now you're seeing like stuff like Warriors Cup over in New York. Shout out to Gooch and them man, I'm spacing on his name, Chris Tran. The Three Pillars promotion guys, they're doing a banging job. They have fights like almost every month, and they have a cool setup. Like it's like a nightclub that they do. But I would say like New York, definitely they have the most active pro Muay Thai development scene through there. You're getting it here in Arizona. We have a lot of, like, in the U.S. in general, a lot of it's amateur, high level amateur, where they should be getting paid. But the thing is, here the way the legal system works is, as soon as you get paid to fight, you're considered a pro fighter, and you can't fight on the amateur shows in any place that has a regulatory body that the state oversees.
In any combat sport, right? Like you can't fight
In
now
any
amateur
combat
boxing,
sport.
amateur.
Yeah, so if you fight pro boxing, you cannot go fight amateur Muay Thai. If you fight pro MMA, you cannot fight amateur boxing or amateur Muay Thai. It's the same across the board here for it. And that's it. But you can go do jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is not a fight, right? There is not an ambulance there to take you away for life-saving support. I had an official, and he's like, and that's why Muay Thai is a fight and jiu-jitsu is not. And he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He's like, that right there, the ambulance with the stretcher and the life support setup that they had there. So you'll see a lot. California, bleeding into Arizona. Arizona has good regulations. The words Muay Thai are here. They've always allowed the 12-6 elbow for a long time, which that was like big illegal thing in all the U.S. and probably Canada too, because of the combative regulations where they came from boxing, kickboxing, karate guys. And now you're seeing that legalized more, and then now Texas is getting some good base underneath them. And but I would say Northeast region is very high in pro development because of Warriors Cup. California, you get it too, but it's not as consistent. And like on the West Coast region, but it's coming along. There's some people who are pushing it, but we need more eyeballs, man.
Agreed. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, we need more eyeballs.
I keep, just to bring it to social media for a sec, I keep seeing this American kid. I'm not sure where he's from, but he keeps doing these kind of call outs on the American Muay Thai scene. And he keeps saying that the reason that the American Muay Thai scene isn't growing is because athletes are not turning professional. They're too scared to turn professional. But from what I hear, it's more about the different regulations state to state. And, my understanding is that, America is massive. It's hard to get from one side of the country to the other to fight anyway.
Yeah.
So it's more about regulation rather than people being scared to turn pro.
Yeah, and it's the thing is, if I did a podcast episode with Mr. Matt Lucas. We talked about going pro in Muay Thai in 2026, and we covered this pretty in depth. But if you're going to go pro in the U.S., you need to budget in. And if you plan on training predominantly in the U.S. and just going over to Thailand to fight, you need to budget in that travel and that time off work, right? How do you do that? You can't just sustain, like you can fight here in the U.S. pro. You got to be ready. You got to be staying on. You got to be saying yes. There's a gym in El Cajon, California. James Gregory. He's got a fighter, Christian Rodriguez, doing a banging job. Very active pro, but they're saying yes to everything. Yes to everything, and they're always staying ready. And that's hard for some people to swallow that pill and do that. But for the most part, the easy route is figuring out how you can be in Thailand long term to get more pro experience, right? And build that so that way you're getting invited to go fight in Canada, to fight in Australia, to go fight in China, to go fight in Japan, right? To fight all over the U.S. People want you, rather than a no-name pro who has no following behind them, right? We don't have a development. You'll see it in pro boxing. You'll have a professional opponent, the journeyman. They fight. They get a paycheck. They're the guy that goes in there to go fight, and sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. They're usually not meant to win.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't have enough volume of these pro fighters to have an industry like that, because the training is not as accessible like you would see in boxing. Right. So
and from the Canadian scene, it's Canada's a massive country with not a big population. So we definitely have an east scene and a west scene. And like you were saying, Joe, it's expensive. It's cheaper for me to go to Mexico, 2 countries away, than it is to fly to the other side of Canada to fight. And so that's a big problem, of course. We don't have enough shows, period. I mean, we have pockets, Calgary and Ontario. And Ontario's killing it, by the way, coming out of COVID. But I mean, we still have places in the country that you can't fight Muay Thai, let alone professional Muay Thai. And that's only just starting to open up in other sections of Canada, that professional Muay Thai will be here just in 2026. Like, that's big news. So from my point of view as a coach and someone who's been around in the scene in Canada for a while, the problem is you turn pro, all these, it used to be, maybe not anymore, but like all these tournaments, the WKA, the TBAs, now you can't compete in these. Now things have changed. A class they've kind of switched it up, but along with that, if you turn pro, like we were saying, now you got to go to Japan and Thailand. Like, well, what the fuck? I want to fight here, and along with that, after about the 5 fight mark, this is my observation. I say 5 fights in and around here, even North America. After about the 5 fight professional fight mark, now the sharks need to eat, and now you're getting fed to the sharks because there's no one else for them to fight. And so even me, my best fighter, he had 51 fights and only 3 professional fights. That way he could keep the action going. Otherwise, we're having to take these massive global trips just to get a professional fight. So from Canada's point of view, I wouldn't say anyone's scared. It's the second you turn pro, it's like, okay, bye-bye opportunities. They're gone.
Yeah, you're not fighting as much. That's like a good way to retire in the U.S. if you don't have a strong plan and connection. And, to chime in on that, it's like the TBA tournament that's in Iowa. They don't have a boxing commission there. So they can allow pros to fight with amateurs in A class.
Okay.
Same thing in Delaware. USA Muay Thai does their tournament there because they allow pros to fight with amateurs. Colorado has a boxing commission, but they have somebody who's the head. Their executive officer, Tony Cummings, is a Muay Thai person who got involved in regulations.
Go figure.
They allowed them to have this open style tournament for USA Muay Thai where it's pros and amateurs fighting each other. In that open division for their spot for Team USA for like Southeast Asian Games. And US Muay Thai Open in Arizona, they have a pro division, but it's only pros that can fight in that. Right. And it's still amateur style rules. They don't allow knees to the head because of the way that the law is. They can't do it because the commission wouldn't allow it. They have to fight the amateur rules. So you're seeing these things, which I think is like from a boxer MMA, if you're thinking like, why would you fight for free? And I think same in Thailand, like why would you do that for free? Why would you go do that? Like I think even Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the Southeast Asian Games, IFMA, those guys get money for winning medals, yeah?
I don't know. Right. I do know that some countries fund their athletes better than others.
Yeah.
I know. I actually think, I don't know if it's an IFMA thing. So I don't know if it's if IFMA gives them the money or if it's whoever the sports authority is of their country actually giving it to them.
It's their sports authority of their country. Yeah.
Because I know that the Israeli athletes are quite well funded. From what I know is that a lot of them kind of get like quite a good stipend when they're training and fighting for IFMA. Sorry.
Yeah. So, with the whole growth and push of that, like you're saying you saw the fighter talking about it. So what it was is there's a fight event. It's called Mitten Muay Thai. They do a good job. They're partnering with Warriors Cup. So that's probably one of their
real quick in the last sort of 6 to 8 months. Hey, all of a sudden they're everywhere on social media.
Well, but I've been seeing how they've been slowly growing their social media, and I will give them a shout out on how they're doing it because they're doing it right. They're getting eyeballs in the sport. They are clip farming, but they are making great fights.
Yes,
and rage
they are encouraging action. Yeah, but the thing is, it's getting. We're talking about it right now. Yeah, it's working, guys. Keep it going. All right, keep it going. I've been told that they're really good at helping amateur athletes find sponsors. So the state allows the amateurs to fight with knees to the head, with bare elbow. They're fighting like pros, but they're not getting paid by the promotion. They're getting paid from sponsors, right? Which, if the promoter is helping them get the sponsor.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see what you're saying.
So like they're not paying them, but the sponsors, they're getting sponsorship. So I don't know how they worked all that out. Maybe there'd be a guest to have on here at some point because I'm curious to pick their brain on it because it's I know they got in a little duty, I think, for one of them because they're doing like performance bonuses for amateurs. So I think the commission got a little bit upset about that, but they corrected it. It wasn't anything that they were trying to do intentionally.
But good for
obviously,
them
they're just
trying to do something new, break the mold a little bit, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And so I think that fighter that you're talking about, Joe, I believe he fights on that promotion,
Definitely.
if I'm not mistaken, is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to them, man. They're fucking killing it. Like I'm stoked. And those fighters are going to be able to make that jump to pro because they're already kind of doing it, right? They got the infrastructure of the sponsorship, knowing how to market themselves, knowing how to promote, along with the promoter who's putting up money for the show and making the match and flying in the opponents and stuff like that too. It's a lot of money. Promoters got to make money too, right? It doesn't have to be a lot, but they got to be able to make it worth their while. Otherwise, why promote, right?
Yeah, right. And very much like insurance companies, you know, I hate to make the comparison, but insurance companies aren't in the business of losing money. You know, either
Luigi enters the chat.
Yeah, but either are promoters, right? Like that's of course they want to put on the best shows, but that's the other reason they're doing it. They would like to make a paycheck too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So,
hey, Joe, I got a question for you. Are you there, Joe?
Yep, I'm here.
Joe,
I got a question.
Yes.
So we were talking earlier about the development in amateur and pro and stuff, and I'm glad I didn't forget this. So I was talking to
sorry.
what do we got here?
Oh, sorry about this.
Sorry, I was talking to my friend Cia K, Mr. Kieran Walsh, and we on the podcast he quickly mentioned, like, in Australia they have like sort of like 5-6 fights, amateur fights, and then boom, off you go pro. And listen, my brain just does not compute. I don't understand how you can do that. Can you? How is that possible?
Well, there's a couple of states that have developed these series called like the Muay Vic, the Muay New South Wales, Muay SA. It's under the banner of Muay Thai Australia. So Muay Thai Australia isn't under any particular sanctioning body. They're their own regulatory kind of national sanctioning. And then they have these what are called development shows. So basically you have five amateur fights and then you go straight to pro. However, they work kind of in a network of certain promoters who have like a development series before the full pro card. So for example, one might be Synergy from Rebellion. You guys would have heard of Rebellion, right?
You bet.
Yeah, of
he
course.
helped-
Yeah.
He helps with Muay Vic, and my assumption is that guys will get their experience on Muay Vic, sort of 5-6 to 10 fights, and then if they do well on there, they might go to Roots. Roots Rebellion is kind of like the road to Rebellion, and then once they get their time on there, they go to Rebellion. And there's similar promotions, like for example, 1774 do a similar thing. They've got the Prelude, which is the kind of card of your prelim fighters who have done their time on the Muay New South Wales shows, and then once they get good enough, they can go to the full 1774 card. So
we're getting a promoter doing this in the U.S. too, Coalition Muay Thai. They're doing the wild card events, all the amateur events, and then they go into their pro card. And I believe they're trying to set up some other international stuff as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so in Australia, I think it's changed a little bit since I've been fighting, but I think they have like pretty clear class systems of pro. I mean, the matchmaking is usually pretty good, especially on the East Coast. I don't know so much about the West Coast. I'd have to talk to.
Yeah,
no worries. I'd have to talk to Gav Buller from Perth, who does. What is it? I forgot the show, and I'm sorry, Gavin, for that. Muay Thai Super Series, and I think it's a similar thing in WA. Like they might have the Muay Thai WA shows where they have the full kit and caboodle of the transformer suit with the headgear and the shin pads but I think from what I understand, I mean, like I'm not there and I'm not really involved with the Aussie scene. I just talk to friends here and there. from what I see online is like your first couple of fights, you wear the chest guard, and then as you progress, you take that off, and then your next couple of fights is just headgear, elbow pads, shin pads, and then so you sort of progress, and it's like wetting your feet and slowly moving into being professional. But I mean, guys these days, guys with 5 fights, like 5 amateur fights, and tons better than some of the guys like when I was fighting. Like the development is crazy at the moment in Australia. The guys fighting out there have got incredible technique, like really good ring control. It's a real credit to the trainers in Australia, not just like because of the tires, but just the level of Australian Muay Thai.
It really is. I love UK Muay Thai as well. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh,
outside of
you.
Thailand,
Mm.
Australia is my favorite style. I like Aussie Muay Thai. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it's funny because I would say I've done a couple of posts about this like years ago about kind of ranking what is the home of Muay Thai outside of Thailand, and I would say like UK is definitely at the top. Then I would say Australia underneath that, and then Japan. Just in terms of like volume and accolades of athletes, I'm talking purely like shows and professionalism.
Right.
And then you start to get into some of the European countries. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like the UK is incredible, but the UK has had Muay Thai for a very, very long time. Like, and the thing about the UK is they have incredible junior programs. So, like for example, Max McVicker, who you guys would know from like fought on
Yeah, of course.
RWS, was a WBC welterweight champ. He'd had tons of fights. He'd had like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he had like 100 amateur fights before going pro. Like, and that was a juniors alone in I could be completely wrong, by the way.
But
he did
there's
have
there's that model though.
Yeah. He had like
Yeah.
tons, like all those top UK athletes, right? Like Fergus Smith, for example, had tons of junior fights before.
Right, Joe Ryan.
Joe Ryan example. Like you see how good they are on the world stage. I don't know about Ireland though. I think Ireland might be an outlier to this because I don't know that they're more.
I believe they were. They didn't have as many. They didn't have as many
Yeah,
people
'cause
coming in.
they're-
But Joe, don't
Sorry.
you have somebody from Europe that isn't there like a European promotion you were mentioning? He's from Germany, right?
Yeah, Chris Na. Chris Na is a guy who trained at FA Group for a while, and now he's
Mhm.
running Rising Muay Thai. So he's quite in with FA Group. So he's bringing a lot of like the FA Group fighters over. But I mean, you've had some Americans on the show.
Yeah, Jen
What's her name?
Freitas.
Yeah, Jenny Freitas, the Freight Train. Ardashir from was it Palestinian? I think he's Palestinian, no, Iranian American or Palestinian American.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ardashir for getting that wrong if I did, but he was on there. They took Thailand, who did well on RWS. So Chris Na's doing a phenomenal job over in Germany. Some big, Europe's got some phenomenal promotions actually.
Yeah.
Maybe Chris Nar needs to become part of the Global Roundtable.
Let's go.
Yeah, so his mate Fred, shout out to Fred who does Tea Talk. Shout out to our friends in Germany. Fred's a really nice bloke, and I think he's a partner of Chris Na. They're doing amazing work over in Germany because it's when you think about Muay Thai, you don't really think about Europe as such. You think more about kickboxing.
Which is still big there, obviously.
Yeah. We see.
So
what's his
Infusion
name?
is huge.
What's his name? Oh, I get CTE at this time of night. WBC.
Do you know what country?
It was a WBC.
WBC Muay Thai
It was
champion?
It was Belgium. It was a WBC world title. We beat Fergus Smith only a month ago. Oh, I'm so sorry. He's so good. Incredible
Dude, well,
Belgian fighter.
here's what's great is I can look this up. I'm like I can pull this up right here. So you said he fought a month ago. So Fergus
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought Fergus Smith.
Oh, man.
His
WBC
name's on
fight?
the tip of my tongue.
Oh,
Is
boy.
it? Show your tongue, bro. So Fergus Smith. So if I look at Fergus Smith's thing, I'll be able to see this.
Yeah, I'll look him up. I'll look him
Gianni.
up. Yes.
Gianni Blue. Yeah.
Johnny. Oh, I'm so sorry, Johnny. And I did I did the face off. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm just pulling up the video of you doing the interview, Joe. Come on, man.
Sorry. It's
Yeah, so many people, man. So many names. It's normal.
Yeah. But Gianni, incredible. And I was looking at some of the videos of the promotion that he fought Fergus on, and it was amazing. It was a fully stacked out hall in Belgium, and he's like, you don't think of Belgium having Muay Thai at all, but there's these incredible athletes in all these European countries that are coming out. Like Estonia of all
Estonia.
places. Yeah,
Marie Remet.
The Terminator. She fought. I'm sorry, I forgot her name as well. She fought for a WBC world title about 6 months ago. Incredible fighter, some incredible Estonian athletes.
Let me look this up while you're talking. So you said the
there's
Terminator.
all these amazing. I should do prep. I got a lot going on in this head of mine.
You're good, man.
I think it was a fighter.
Sigrid or Sigrid.
Yes, Sigrid. That's it.
Sigrid. Yeah, Sigrid.
Yeah. So shout out
Sigrid
to
the Terminator.
The Terminator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's all these pockets and scenes that people really need to look into. That's it. Yeah, Sigrid Kapanen.
Yes.
Yes, and I also did the face off with her too, so I apologize. There's all these incredible athletes out there that haven't made their way onto, the global promotions yet. Gianni fought on one. I think did reasonably well on there and beat Fergus the WBC. I want to say it was super featherweight title. I think was they're pretty light.
We can always defer to WBCMuayThai.com for that, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm never good with the weights, my mate. I'm never good with names or weights. Just lifting them.
Our boy
We got 10 fingers,
old,
10
right?
toes most of the time,
Nice. I gotta log off in about 10 minutes, fellas. Just gonna feed my kid.
Yeah.
Cool, but
Okay. Well, hey, to kind of go into, we've covered a lot on here, but I wanted to just show this. I had the screen share pulled up on here. So this was from Patong Stadium. You guys see this? What do you think about this? Watch. I admire the referee, bro.
yeah, I can't let these guys go out on their own. I'm coming.
Well, that's why I say Thailand produces the gold standard of officiating. They put their life on the line, man.
That's it. Head first, like
100%. Yeah,
wow.
right in there, man. Because
well, there goes the saying, "Got enough rope."
No kidding. Did anything happen out of that? Nobody was injured or nothing?
No, I don't think anybody's injured, but in those scenarios, what tends to happen is like if one person goes out, there's usually a 20 count.
Oh,
that they allow them 20 seconds to get back in.
WWF wrestling.
I know, right? Well, speaking of WWF wrestling, man, check this one out. So I'll share it out here.
I was just gonna say, did you guys see the Nung Lek knockout where Kirill Komitov knocked Nung Lek out of the ropes?
Yes.
Last week.
Let's just see this one. This one was at Tawana Stadium. Joe, this is your
yes.
backyard, right?
So, bit of context behind this fight.
Whoa, you were there?
Non-gift. So, yeah, non-gift. This was massive on Thai social media. So non-gift fought Mafia. This was for, I think, a 300,000 baht. It was 300,000 baht or 350,000 baht prize money. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the trainer in non-gift's corner was very upset because super close fight, and non-gift is supposed to be the best 102-pounder at the moment on the female Muay Thai scene. She is the Siam Real Combat 102-pound champion, and she lost a very close fight with Mafia. But I didn't see the fight, but I just saw that the trainer leapt over and punched the referee in the head.
You punched him right in the jaw, man. There's a picture of it somewhere too.
Well, I mean, just taking myself out of it. Well, wouldn't you want to punch the judges, not the ref?
Well, it's heat of the moment.
The ring official team. There was a big apology and stuff like that. He paid a fine and there was like a whole trying to return a face from that one too. I think as I saw.
I'm certainly starting to see quite a few more Donnybrooks there in Thailand post fight. There's been a few on social media as of the last year or so. People getting heated after fights. What's the break? Do you just pay your fine and keep going?
Well, no, usually it's sorted out behind closed doors. The owner of the stadium put out an official statement that I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I usually am. I had to translate it from Thai, but it was something like, all parties have to meet with each other on sort of neutral ground and sort it out. And I think they all sorted it out in the end, and everybody's kind of happy. So,
like if I did that to an official here, that would be it. You wouldn't see me again.
You're banned.
I would be ostracized. Immediately.
No,
it wouldn't even be a discussion. We'll talk about it.
Generally, you get blacklisted. Generally, you would get blacklisted for a while. I mean, there's some famous people here in Thailand that are banned from multiple stadiums, who have gotten their shirt off at certain stadiums inside the ring. I can't say names.
Yeah.
So
I've seen it. I saw it.
Yeah. Maybe even this portion of the episode, I might have to be very, very careful.
Not to be a dead horse too much with it, but the controversies always happen in Thailand with gambling and stuff like that. I've seen shit go down at Channel 7 in the audience and stuff too. I've talked about this before. Man, Lumpini in the 90s, people were getting shot and there was grenades being thrown into there. Like it's Muay Thai, guys. There's gambling. There's crazy shit too. Like it's when there's money involved, like
things get heated. Things get serious.
Yeah, stuff gets heated. But to make things a little bit lighter, check this out. You guys know this one? Do you see this one?
Please.
Ooh. Eat my blood. There's a wacko referee, bro. Just bad positioning. This guy is just showing him. This is diabolical, dude. Was he practicing knocking out the referee? Look at this. Boom.
Man.
Right on the jaw.
I mean, that's one where you say sorry, but you got to be a little bit proud of yourself. That's a nice kick.
You see that?
Well, I got a knockout, but not my opponent.
Yeah. You see that often with the kids fights, right? Because the kids aren't as kind of controlled. I see sometimes the referees will cop a kick from some of the kids fights and stuff.
Well, man, yeah, because they're a little bit more unpredictable in how they move. Yeah. This one, I think the referee just got caught. He got caught in the corner. He's trying to move out, and he just moved right into a spinning heel kick.
Fucking eats it like a sandwich.
Watch it again. We're watching this again, dude. Watching this again right here.
Oh, bro. Put on his best bow tie and everything.
Oh, dude,
I can't come to work on Monday. How come? I had a kid knock me out, man. It wasn't even aiming for me. Sorry. I'll see you Wednesday.
Oh, that guy. So going back on it, that guy did not get paid enough to get knocked like that. I will say that, if at all. So.
And now you're viral.
As the immortal Kieran Walsh would say, pay your referees more.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. I can get behind that message. Jonathan Pu'u gets behind this message.
Approved. There you go.
Jonathan Pu'u gets
Officially
behind this message.
endorsed by Pu'u Muay Thai.
Yeah, Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast endorses this message. Well, hey, not to get too up in arms about this, but Joe, how can people follow you? Jay, how can people follow you? Like, let's talk about this, guys. Who, I obviously we got it on screen, but for those that are listening on audio,
I'll let Jay go first.
Oh, okay. Well, you can follow me on Instagram, Shoutout Podcast. I'm on YouTube, Spotify. I'm kind of on sort of Twitter, not really, just mostly getting angry about politics. Then I log off. That's where you can find me. Yeah, make sure you follow all that good stuff. And just beyond that as well, I would like to say that, can I be honest with you, fellas? I was a little nervous today. Like, what I don't understand what we're going to talk about. What I really enjoyed about this, the first time us three getting together, is we got to get into the weeds of it, but it felt very natural. And I think this is this is what the kind of thing I'd like to talk about with guys like you. We can talk about the punch and the kick. That's great. But I think the life that surrounds the punch and the kick is where I really like to be and be present in. And that's very much where I see where you guys are. So do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, hit us with the 5 stars, all that good stuff. Help out the Shadow Fight Podcast. I become famous, then I become rich, and then I'll buy you a coffee or something.
and Joe,
You can follow me at Joe Comerford Muay Thai on most platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. I have a podcast called Chok Muay Chats, which is about as consistent as my workout routine. So you can go check it out there. I ramble on a bit, but love this. If I'm not suffering from self-censoring paranoia due to contentious issues in Thailand,
Sure.
I love doing this.
yeah. Well, hey, the good thing about this, if you're watching on YouTube, it's probably gonna be on your channel as well, because we're gonna do a collab post of some sort of this stuff. And Jonathan Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast at Muay Thai Podcast, or at Pu'u Muay Thai PUUMUAYTHAI on all channels. This is going to be available on everything. So if you're listening, go shoot some love to Joe, Jay, myself. Like Jay said, shoot us the 5 stars, all the thumbs ups, all the subscribes, and let us know what you like. If you're American, you're in the U.S., we got the phone number up top. 805-456-3316. You can dial international too, +1 before that, so +1 805-456-3316. You can leave a message, talk shit, let us know how it goes. Drop a message down below and in the comments. And boys, it's been great. Thank you.
Wait, I'm sorry. Just before we end,
Yes,
I'm going to be honest. That phone number, I've been too nervous to call. Am I talking to somebody, or do I just leave a message?
you just leave a message, dude.
Okay,
No, leave a message. You just say that you can leave an anonymous message and say, this is Joe Comerford. Fuck you.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
need more enemies.
Yeah.
We
Well,
love you.
hey,
buddy. That's all
on that note, man, fuck Matt Lucas, dude.
Yo, what? What shit
No
got real?
comment.
Shit
No
got real.
comment.
I'm just kidding, man. What up, Matt? We love you, bro. I got to clip farm a little bit with it because I needed a new one from that. I only have the one from Joe's episode before, and I always tag Matt in it, just like a middle finger emoji.
Hey, just before we log off here, I'd like to say, Jonathan, thank you for setting this up. Thank you for coming up with the idea, following through, man. If there's any way I can do this as well, put the work in, please. I'll educate myself on what we're doing here, but I just as much want to be part of this as you have been for the first episode. Thank you.
Let's go, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you, my
chaps.
friend.
All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. If you enjoy the content, go leave a review over on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Give us a rating. It means the world to us. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast, or if you just want to shout out to your friend, go check us out at podcast.puumuaythai.com. You can submit to be able to be a guest on the podcast. You can submit what you want to talk about. Also,
If you want to just give a shout out, there's a button for that too. Sawadee Kop.